Alrighty everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday stream of Starfleet Command. We've sort of turned this into our Mod Wednesday sort of thing, where we just basically show off the Starfleet Command Next Generation mod for the next hour or two. So last time we basically started off a brand new campaign, but then we really wanted to show off the ship, so we jumped into a skirmish to show off a whole bunch of them. We've noticed a couple of size problems. This mod is still very much work in progress. There is a lot that needs doing, but we're working and moving forward with it at a fairly okay pace. I'd like to go a little bit faster, but we are somewhat limited by time. Also would like to take a moment to give a huge thank you to Alex and Autopilot Man, who have actually been putting in quite a bit of effort supporting the mod. Also, they have managed to convert a brand new Texas class, which may show up in the normal campaign. For those of you who don't know, it's the ugly as all hell Federation light cruiser, which they imported a much more beautiful one, which I'm really excited to probably show off at some point, but not today. Today we continue our TNG campaign. So we are still, I believe, in a CAR. We do need to get, well, oh no, we did expand to the green. So the green has a USS Destroyer, and we have changed a couple of things. I kind of do want to just get rid of the MDR, because the MDR is a constitution, which we've seen for many seasons, and we're at 1850. If I sold that, I could get an FCF. Do I have an FCF model? I think I do. Maybe? Maybe not. I don't quite remember. In any event, we could also get a destroyer leader, a CVS. If we sold a little bit, that would be a carrier. Strike carriers are, I don't quite know, but you know what? I want to find out. So we're going to trade in the MDR and buy ourselves a CVS. Purchase that. And it is the USS Washington. Also, we have the Washington in green. That is perfect, at least in my book, because General Green and General Washington from the American Revolution. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Green is amazing. Although, yeah. There's really no although on that. He's just pretty amazing. I think we'll grab a Raven and we'll take a Hawk 2 for sort of combat air patrol. So we'll lock that in. You need a little bit of repair, which is done. And you also are missing your admin shuttles, which you need to convert into things to protect us with missiles. I can move up to Drive 2 types. So we're going to do that. And that will pay out most of the ship. Oh, still all the ancillary equipment that he needs. I don't want to do too much, but I kind of have to. The only problem is the AI-controlled destroyers are not exactly survivable. So we'll lock those in. We're down to 240 prestige. Can I afford more? Yeah, we can afford more spare parts. The CVS we need to keep alive. I don't remember what I made the model for the CVS, so we're going to be finding out together. Hello, Laurendell. Hello, Raider. Hello, Matthew. I didn't say hello to everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're about to get started here. We are all kitted out, so let's set out into space and see who we can actually fight. A monster is not exactly what I wanted to begin with, mainly because monsters can be incredibly dangerous to you, both in terms of the actual monster danger and the fact that the AI is somewhat dumb as rocks.
Battle stations.
Alrighty, so who do we actually... Oh yeah, we have this interesting thing that I found in a Federation pack. Because it's still an early carrier, I figured that it wasn't going to be too big of a problem we were using a Connie, but now that I look at it, I'm not entirely happy with the fact that it popped up here. We're going to have to replace the CVS with something. I just don't know what. And then, of course, we have our destroyer, but you're not my destroyer buddy. Where's my destroyer buddy? There's my destroyer buddy. USS Green is now a Cheyenne class, which we all figured was the much better solution to have as part of the light cruiser destroyer type. Not light cruiser, but just the straight-on destroyer type, because we figured it'd be much cooler. The Curries are further on. They're not the early versions. The thing that we're looking for is an early light cruiser, which is distinct and different. Holy crap, it's 2 monsters. That's not cool. Looks like a Constellation. What, this? It is a Cheyenne class. Originally, the Destroyer was a Constellation, but we moved the Constellation over to a couple of support ships, commando cruisers, that kind of thing, because, well, it's really sort of more designed for that, whereas the Cheyenne is much more aggressive, much more combative. So we figured it was a great change to make, and I'm very happy that the suggestion was made and that we were able to find an actual decent Cheyenne, because that was a major concern of mine. I didn't know if I'd be able to find one, but we did in the end, and it was lovely. So we're fighting a pair of asteroid monsters, which I'm not super psyched about, but fighters may actually do a fairly decent job against them. So let's pick up some speed. We're also going to need to start converting a wild weasel, otherwise we're going to get into some trouble. But yeah, my main problem with this is it looks too vintage. That's its deal, actually. I wouldn't actually mind having this as a replacement for the normal CVS as part of the normal game, but as it is right now, I don't think it quite matches the rest of the theme. now that I actually look at it. I was kind of desperate when I was looking for a CVS replacement. Several carriers somewhat fall into that category. Several others were carriers that I've been meaning to just input into the normal game. Like the Curry class and the Raging Queen, I wanted to make both of those just part of the normal game. So at some point I will actually do that. So some photon torpedoes getting slung his way. Managed to get a couple of hits, and it looks like the first plasma torpedo barrage was successfully defeated. Unfortunately, the second plasma torpedo barrage will not be. So we have a bit of a problem here. Yeah, he's dead. He is dead. Okay, so you should be my little guys, and you should be my little guys. Another thing that I really want to do is fighters. I can change all of the fighter models, so I would like to get some differences between attackers and interceptors. So I am looking into that. There's a couple of fighter mods that actually do come with a few of the packs, although there's things like Peregrines and slightly different Federation starships. Oh, that I was not expecting. You know what, I'm going to take the damage, because I'm a little concerned about what I can actually do. Fix that, fix that. Give a little bit over the shoulder action, and could the fighters get involved? Yep, I do have deltas. I wasn't sure about the Danubes. I always thought the Danubes were a bit too big to serve that fighter role. But maybe it's something like, I don't know, the Vultures might be good for Danubes. But yeah, we do have Peregrines, we do have Delta Flyers, and we do have Danubes. We also have two other different sort of older looking Federation fighter types, which could serve a fairly decent role as well. So we're currently looking into that. Although I do need to find myself a better looking Danube. Or not Danube. The Danube we have is pretty good, but Peregrine. The Peregrine that we have, unfortunately, is a bit, not quite what I'd be looking for out of a normal ship. So I think we've almost got this guy done. Beautiful. Lovely. We just took a little bit of damage on that one through our down shield, but hey, we'll survive. As long as we can kill this guy before he can blow up the Cheyenne, that would, or the Green, that would be ideal. Yeah, see, that was my concern, Laurendale, was the fact that they're just a bit too big because of the size of them. I mean, they were, after all, Deep Space Nine's main transport ships. Can't be Defiance. The Defiance are our XDDs, so... And also, they would be much, much too big. So. Burning wreck. Then again, the Galaxy? Well, the Galaxy can hold just about anything. It's one of the biggest ships in the fleet. There's a reason why I nearly insisted that it had to be the Heavy Dreadnought. We got him. Lovely. So our strike carrier is more or less just a basic Federation heavy cruiser with additional fighters, which serves to be okay. But I'm not quite satisfied with what we've got here. So we're probably going to sell this thing on relatively soon, get something a little bit different. If the Federation used pseudo-frigates, they would make perfect sense for them. The problem is the Federation doesn't. Well, they do in tabletop, but they don't quite in this game. Fun fact, though, that I found out when I was sort of just scrounging around different modding forums, was that you can actually make it so that an Empire can use both fighters and pseudo-frigates. The problem seems to be that when you allow them to start using pseudo-frigates, the maximum fighter size becomes 1 instead of 6, which messes with that just a little bit. Red alert! What do we got? Unfortunately, none of our Klingon changes have made it in yet. We've been a little bit caught up on the sizing problem, just because so many of the ships do not actually have entries in the way that we uploaded them into the mod. So I have to go in and manually fix all of them. You should have seen the sizing stream we had the other day, which unfortunately had to be taken down for reasons. But in that stream, we discovered that the size of the DNH-X is like twice, if not 3 times larger than the normal DNH, which was rather hilarious. Yeah, I think the Cheyenne looks really good too. Although there has been some mention that there's been just a little bit of mention by a few people that maybe the nacelles need to be slightly changed on it. I know Adam is he's mentioned that he wants to do something a little bit different. He wants to give them galaxy style nacelles. So it makes you really happy. Yeah. Alright, so we do have a full combo here. We also have a D6, which we need to target. Alright, Lauren, I'll see you soon. Freighter. Where's that D6? I saw it. There it is. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, that's not good. Klingon ships tend to have quite nasty craft next to them. Alright, so we are going to have to push the Cheyenne correctly in the right direction so he can go fight. So we've got a D5 and a D6. Please don't touch the nacelles. You like the little thin ones? Well, we might have multiple versions. That is something that we could do in the future. Although I'm not quite sure where we'll go with that. So, Because every ship that we add in is a lot more work to get it all scaled in. If I had realized the scale problems earlier, I would have gone in a little bit more deliberately and specifically altered ships one at a time rather than just shotgunning them all in and then finding out only later that, oh god, every single one of them needs to be retouched. So, I think, I'm not quite sure which ship I want to sort of base off of. We have been using the Federation just heavy cruiser, so, but I'm not sure if that's going to be adequate. We've only resized a few of them so far because it is a very sort of trial and error sort of thing. You go in, you alter it, you take a look in game, you come back out, you alter it again, you go. So it takes a little while. Now let's give this guy some love. Good, lovely. And I'm too close for you to use missiles on me. Why do my fate... Oh, because I don't have them set up. I had been wondering about that, so the number one hardpoint was weird. Yeah, we're gonna shoot him a little bit, and we should not be ignoring that D6, but you know what? I am just a little bit worried about all of the point defense systems that he's currently carding. So I'm gonna wait for that. After it pops... Am I still in? Oh, damn it. I got hit by that. Fighters. Fighter bay? Yeah, we're just in trouble. This may be a little bit thicker than what we were supposed to be handling. Get these guys out. So we're having a little bit of problem because the amount of enemy force is just a little bit more than anticipated. Although you... Oh no, your AMD is actually all used up. That's why you're not doing anything. Match is getting a little spicy. This match might require us to run. Although, if I'm completely honest, I wouldn't really mind losing this ship. Mainly because it's not really showing off the mod in quite the way that I would want it. Because it's basically showing still old TMP era starships. Which this mod has gone through great lengths to try and get away from. With, as you can see, things like the Cheyenne. So I'd like to sort of get into something that would be a little bit more representative of the more modern era of the design. So we'll have to keep our eye out for that. Although, I did start this in the early era, so there is a reason why that does happen. Photon torpedoes. Ooh, both missed. Oh, yeah, because you're running a defense shift. And you've killed all my fighters. That is unfortunate. The Excelsiors and TNG, as well as the Miranda class. Yeah, and they're in this game too, for us in our mod as well, but... I mean, this is even less advanced than that. So... Yeah, I'm not quite happy with how this battle is going. I think he outguns us just a little bit. To see what we can do about that. If we can bully him enough, then we can probably take him. The biggest mistake that I made was just sending the fighters in to try and fight them. I should have sent the fighters after the convoy, that would have been fine. Why would you waste your missiles like that? Come in nice and close. And help him out just a little bit. This D6 is actually quite terrifying. We're taking a ton of damage here, actually. Maybe time to bug out. What do you guys think? So if we bug out fast enough, then they won't be able to catch us. Problem is we'll be missing the convoy, which is always unfortunate. Because we did come here to do a job, technically. If I could, I would tell the green to go after the convoy. That would split them up a little bit, and that way if they decided to go after one or the other, then we would have some opportunities. Just like get the out of there. Oh, Raider, you always want to run at the first time trouble. Should never ever engage in the first place? Oh, well, with that statement, no, we're going in full hog here. We don't run from that. Never. Maybe soon, but not right now. You need to start losing everything. Phasers? I got them. So we can't just run from that. That would be ridiculous. Okay, let's give this guy some love. Now I have become what I have always sworn to destroy. It's a little bit too important at this moment, though. Combat transporters, okay. So there's that. What do we got? Photon torpedoes not charging because we don't have the power for it. Repair that. I don't really need a shuttle. Let's be honest with ourselves. We don't really have any shuttles to use. Reverse psychology. I suppose so. People do not like being told what to do, so... I don't know if we'll be able to take the convoy, but I do think I can take the Deerslayer. And maybe even his buddy. If we can take out these gosh darn fighters. So what I'm really tempted to do is release the green from control, and I'm going to do that. Let's see how he wants to fight, if he could fight on his own. That was an interesting strategy of yours, sir. Why would you do this? Was this D6? D6 I don't care about. I mean, if he wants to hold on to me, that's fine. Although he's about to dump a whole ton of missiles on me, isn't he? Oh, never mind. We don't need that. I mean, I would have fired by now, but I suppose he's just biding his time. There we go. Right into his back. Hurt him nice and badly. That's what I was expecting.
Damage reports from multiple decks.
Ooh. So much damage that it didn't even cause the bang sound effect. Alright, so we're gonna have to switch ships because the Washington is not long for this world, and we just bought it too. That's unfortunate. Okay, what's your ship system set up as? Because you tend to be a little bit... Well, let me be honest with this. Stupid with your setups. Tractor beams, okay. How about this? Those are not on. Good. Photon torpedoes to normal. Phasers to online. How's your repair quality going? Fix that. Anything you got? Nothing you got? You got nothing. Okay. Where is you? Hi. I have a couple of missiles. Deal with that. I was hoping that would have a little bit more of an effect, but it did not. Wow. That thing is actually really scary. Oh, yeah, this is it. Probably at first. Oh, maybe not. Haha, we have started to outrun it. How long we can outrun it for is not clear, but we are currently outrunning it. If I can get out of here, that would be fine. I would not mind going to the Cheyenne class instead. Fix the engines. Keep the everything else going. Drop steel alert. Free up more power so I can just nail maximum speed. Oh look, we can't nail maximum speed, unfortunately, because all of our heavy weapons were already blown up. Yeah, that makes sense. But hey, now we get to show off the Cheyenne class in battle next time we actually get into a fight. And the game normally does give you a fairly okay battle. Not in this case, but it will be interesting. Do you have a steam runner Akira? Yes, we do. The Akira is an XCA. Going through the old battle. Is a advanced heavy cruiser, whereas the steam runner is the heavy war destroyer. So it should be a fairly common sight to see on the battlefield. Apparently the Cheyenne is incapable of hitting a speed of 31. And I know it can because we have way more power available. Oh, there it goes. Huh, weird. Yeah, both the steam runner and the Akira, as well as the Norway, the Aquila. Basically most of the Federation anti-Borg fleet is in. There are several other models from the more post-Nemesis era that I'd like to get my hands on, but that's going to take some time because I've got to beg and hope that certain people will import models from other games. But that will hopefully be coming. Yes, the Sovereign is in. The Sovereign is of course going to be the BB, and it is actually already in-game. So we showed off a bunch of them last stream, so I'll try and get to... If we get to the end of the stream, I can also show that off. I'm quite happy that the damage effect actually does apply quite nicely here. Yeah, the Sovereign will be the full-on battleship, and then the battleship carrier is the Mozora class, which is absolutely horrifically hideous, and I'm debating back and forth quite often whether or not I want to get rid of it, because it is ugly. It's incredibly ugly. But it kind of fits thematically, because it uses Sovereign parts. Whoever made it, like, did an okay job of that. Wow, so bad it flipped the tile. I can't fight this, right? You know, I'll accept it, and here's why. Because I can actually do this mission. The diplomatic mission has one goal and one goal only. Deliver the diplomat. You can do that. That's not impossible. In fact, that's pretty easy to do, because you just need to run past the blockade. So we'll get ourselves up to full power here, and we'll be able to get some repairs done along the way. So let's fix the phasers first, because phasers are, of course, important. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the AMD, the missile launcher. Oh, didn't select the AMD. AMD, and then missile launcher, and we'll work on from there. We only have a single light cruiser, which we can ignore, because the only thing that we have to do is get to the planet. So can I actually get a different... I guess not. Anyway. So we're just going to max speed time. We're going to do a drive-by here. And we'll be able to use our Cheyenne class to properly drop people off and get out before the Klingons can actually stop us. Which is somewhat ironic considering how fast the Klingons are supposed to be in this game. Well, I suppose they're fast in a sort of maneuverability standpoint. Not so much when it comes to speed. Everyone is more or less limited to a speed of 31. They're hitting our shields and apparently causing serious damage across all decks. That's not a great sign, if I'm completely honest. Electronic countermeasure, start doing your thing. See if we can prevent him from actually getting through our shields. We do need, of course, to hopefully do a drive-by of this planet. Without actually, you know, touching it. That would be bad. Oh, shoot! I just realized. The transporters are busted. fix the transporters and fix them now, please. And then fix all the rest of the stuff, actually. So we're going to orbit behind the planet so that we can protect ourselves from this psycho madman. So, yeah, we can hide behind the planet. We'll get away from them without too much trouble. And that FLPH should be able to keep him distracted. So we just need to slowly... Oh, okay, transporters are ready to go. So let's get in nice and close. 5, 7 speed. Oh yeah, we can turn really far in. There we go. That'll bring us close enough. And prepare the diplomat for delivery. Okay, it looks like the transporters actually functioned. I was a little concerned. The transporter tested. Yes, you were supposed to report this to us. So the permit has taken... Where is the target, actually? Could we actually engage it if we fixed up everything? I mean, I think we got half a chance. So let's come out around from the chateau, and I'll need to prepare... I was about to prepare a scatter pack, but apparently we have none. So let's see if we can't get involved. So phase capacitor is fully charged. Photon torpedo is ready to go. Our second photon torpedo won't be online for a while, because we're going to be out of spare parts at this point. So we're out of spare parts. We got one photon torpedo. Tractor to the planet. You know, that is an option. I mean, we could potentially do that. Alright, let's give him some missile love. And then prepare the photon torpedo. Singular. See how much damage that the our little freighter buddy gave him. Oh, yeah, also all additional power to the forward shield, please. Hey, we hit him with a photon torpedo. Alright, point defense systems able to handle that for both sides. So I'm going to get some distance in here because I need the distance. Let's go buff up the rear shield. Because I'm perfectly content to joust with this man. We have a better long-range weapon. Also, we can't tractor into the planet. We don't have a tractor beam at the moment. It'll be installed on Tuesday. So we'll just keep the range going. And also, if he gets close enough to the planet, like really close to the planet actually can tractor him, or shoot at him, well, also tractor him, with all of its phaser 3s. So there is that advantage. Okay, so he's running well far away. That works out perfectly for me. Let's start slowing down so we can start getting some power into all the defensive systems and switch over the shield reinforcement up to the forward and get ready to fight him. It was Tuesday yesterday. Yes, indeed. So Tuesday of next week. You know what I could do? I'm going to see if we can't pull it off. Ooh, his timing might be a bit tight for this. But I'm going to see if I can't get a stack salvo going. Oh, never mind. I don't think I can. Oh, well, I can get one done. Maybe. If he turns away, I'll get it going, but he does outgun us pretty severely. It's kind of sad. Yeah, we're not going to have enough time. We'd need another half turn. If he hadn't turned when he did, we would have had an opportunity to pull this off. So let's see how you handle this. Fire! That did not go off quite as well as I'd hoped. Yeah, we can't fix damage. Okay, we're out. We showed the flag. We are oh, wrong way. We're gone. Turn off that so I can properly align the ship with an exit vector. And turn that back on. Alright, so properly delivered diplomat. The flag was shown, although we're a little bit dented. We now have a lot of equipment back on board. Or, you know, we could get a better destroyer. Although we are in the mid-era, so the mid-era should start bringing in a couple of the other more modern ships. Unfortunately, a lot of the smaller ships, we just don't have the option of getting some larger, more powerful things. There we go. So, mission successful. We got the person delivered without any real trouble. And our Cheyenne will be perfectly fine once we get it patched. And word on how the Road Tech team is doing on the mod. They have several alphas out already. So they've put out a couple of alphas in order to sort of get things going, see what they can get done. But it's not yet ready for prime time as far as I'm aware. So, quick check at the shipyard, just see what's available. GSC Plus, we had a chance to see the Oberth. And the CVL. What did I have at CVL? I don't even remember. It's been so long since I've put in some of these things that I don't remember what they are. CC Plus ought to be... Oh, it was the, It was the Majestic class. And right there is the Intrepid. I'd like to get into that. So let's go supply and patch ourselves up. But we could get an Intrepid in relatively short order since it's available now. And the only reason why I remember that the NCL is in the Intrepid is because Sprogg would not stop bugging me to show him the Intrepid, and so we had to keep looking at it. We'll take another diplomatic delivery. It's relatively easy to accomplish, even if, you know, all hell breaks loose. So we should be able to pull that off without too much trouble. Alright, time to witness the full might and firepower of this now fully operational Cheyenne class, which is filling in the DDG role, which happens to be my favorite version of the destroyer. All other versions of the destroyer are inferior to the DDG. The DD, the DD+, the DDL, all of them fail. And the reason why is very simple. The DDG has access to scatter packs, which makes it the amount of firepower that you can dish out on somebody just ridiculous. Also, we can cruise at a speed of 15 while charging everything. And the reason for that is we took out two of the photon torpedoes and replaced it with a pair of missile launchers, which, you know, is a fantastic idea if you're looking to accomplish awesome things. So what we're going to do is we are going to stack a salvo here, because this time we're going to make it work. Missile Rack G, engage. Yes, missiles are the divine victor of all things. This is well known and documented. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole bunch of them. We do not have an extended magazine. We have the G-type, which gives us the free AMD. So if we had G-type missile, or a G-type, or not a G-type, a B-type missile launcher, then we would have even more shots, and this would work out a lot better. But as it stands right now, we have to make do with what we've got. But 2 photon torpedoes, 2 missile launchers, and the massive phaser armament of 6 phasers, yeah, that's a very good combination. More missiles! Alright, so we have our 4 missiles until until the heavy war destroyers show up and all that, but I'm counting just the normal DD types, not the HDWs and the DWs and all that. Although, if we can get our hands on a DW, the DW is one of my most favorite ships in this game. Mod what? Be more specific. We're modding many things. It's proving to be a little bit of a problem. Can I fire more? Oh, mod in the special missile launcher? If I were to mod that missile launcher, I'd insist on giving myself MIRVs, because I adore MIRVs. They're just the most amazing thing ever to be in existence. Okay, do I fire? And yes, I fire to see if I can't provoke. Oh, I was so hoping to provoke it. Alright, so we got a couple of hits with several of the weapons. So we are going to have to work on it. But my main hope had been that I could have hopefully have provoked the drop in speed, the Wild Weasel and the crash stop. Modded MIRVs. MIRVs don't exist yet. That's their biggest problem at the moment. He's beating me! He's a size class larger than me and he's beating me in a turn. What is this? I know exactly what this is. This is pain. Okay, good. Our AMD is handling this quite nicely. Although, if he stays there... Oh, come on, just stay there a little bit longer. There we go. We got a hole. Okay, he's got a hole too. Hang on, I gotta respond in kind to this jerk.
Releasing mine.
Hi. Have my gift. My specialist gift to you. Come on, come on. Show me, show me, show me. Apparently not. Well, we can bomb him later. Also, we can get the speed back up to normal, because that's kind of important. So we've lost 1 shield, but so has he. I would like to kill him, but that might take a little bit of extra work. Okay, another good hit there. I'm tempted to cross through him. Holy crap, how are you stacking a triple shield? Jeez. Never mind. Hi. Back away. Oh, that was an interesting plan that you had right there. I can't say it was a bad plan. I mean, you held me quite nicely and did a lot of damage to that. But pull out of range, pull out of range. I need a distance of 5-ish. And now. So now we can just scatter back to cover our retreat. He will, of course, respond with a crash stop Wild Weasel, because that is how the AI thinks, and I know how they think. Hi! Surprise! He should crash stop. He didn't crash stop for 5 minutes. Oh, there he goes, okay. Normally they stop for like 4. Alright, so this gives us time to sort of reset, repair our shields. We have the fastest shield repair rate of every faction in the game, so it's quite helpful. Especially in a situation like this. Forward shield is fully down, but we're working on it. Port side, we're protected by a mine, and our photon torpedoes are 1 turn away from being ready. We've hit them pretty good. I mean, we haven't blown anything up yet, but we're working on it. How much power do I have in the forward shield? 12 points of power, jeez. That should be able to hold off quite a few assaults. At least any assault from his disruptor element. Okay, so we've exhausted all our missiles, which does mean now that we have a little less firepower than your average heavy cruiser. or than your average Federation destroyer, because, you know, they have 4 photon torpedoes, we have 2. But we can do this for a shorter period of time, but faster. And speed is good. I am starcastling it just a little bit right now, because I understand the amount of pain that I'm going to have to go through if I want to get through that shield. Managed to knock out all of those shields, but his greater speed means he has the total initiative. Okay, lost our forward shield again? Yeah, that's going to hurt me, isn't it? Yeah, the Decimator outguns us. Unfortunately, quite a few ships appear too, which is a bit of a problem. Alright, so we're going to kick on the speed to maximum power. Shut off the photon torpedo. Oh, the photon torpedo was ready and didn't fire. Really? Well, that's irritating. Let's see if I can get the photon torpedo on target and just lob a couple of shots his way. He's going to get a good shield in range, but we did manage to actually strike it. And we are now behind him, which I'm tempted to go after him, but it's also quite dangerous to attempt, because he has better shields than I do at the moment, and he's got more firepower. Which is odd to say. He's got disruptors, we've got photon torpedoes, and that's what I was expecting right there. Yeah, we've got power problems. We need to just get in. Also, at some point soon, we'd like to sell this ship so we can get a new light cruiser. There we go. Back off. Really dumping a lot of firepower into us. Our transporters are still good, so fix that, fix that, fix that, and then fix that. We're just burning through supplies, but that's okay, because all we need to do is properly assign. Okay, so the engine actually does affect the speed. Huh. Don't think I've ever actually noticed that. More fixes.
Stabilizing warp core.
Let's get this ship fully stabilized and shut off that so we can do a drive-by drop-off of Mr. Diplomat. And 8, 7, 6. Energize. And we're through. So a successful diplomatic delivery. Unfortunately, wasn't able to quite handle a D5C. They are a tier above us. They really are. Federation destroyers are technically frigates, whereas D5s are absolutely light cruisers. And they're solid light cruisers at that. So really, at the end of the day, we're not really supposed to be fighting D5Cs. But hey, we can try. It just doesn't work out all that great. We'll figure out a way to do it. Well, I know there is a way to do it. And the way to do it is to basically hang at maximum range and just continue to fire proximity photon torpedoes. That will get you a victory right there. The AI tries to handle it, and they can do an okay job if they realize what's exactly going on, which that can take some effort on their part. But, okay, what do we got? Basically, we're in a holding pattern. That's not good at all. If I were to sell the ship, how much would I get? 240, so it's basically worthless. That is unfortunate. Okay. Pop over here. We need to start making some actual money. We don't need a ton of money, though. That's the thing. We just need a little bit so that we can buy a new a new light cruiser. Because the NCLs are fairly solid ships.
Red alert.
You can handle quite a bit of effort with them. And we're being escorted. Yep. So here is our Majestic class. This is our standard heavy cruiser type. As you can see, it is quite beautiful, which I originally was going to try and avoid using any sort of Excelsior type ship at all. But, I mean, this thing was just too gorgeous not to use. So the Majestic class fills in for the standard heavy cruiser once you get past the early era. So once you're into the normal types, which the CAR is a normal type, you will get one of these beauties instead of the Dominion War refit type Constitution, which I think may actually should be a little bit smaller, but I'm not entirely sure. You find what statement offensive? You must be more specific, as there's quite a bit of time delay between you speaking and me seeing you speak. The Excelsior is pretty. Did I say the Excelsior was ugly? This Excelsior, on the other hand, this Majestic class is even more beautiful. And of that, I will not brook any argument. But yeah. So, originally wasn't going to use it. I was going to keep the Excelsior only to the BCE because it was a named ship class. But this Majestic class, it's so gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. So I had to use it, and I did. But yeah, I don't want, because the Excelsior already has a battlecruiser type. So I only wanted to use the Excelsiors as the BCEs. So the Connies are retired? Not entirely. The early heavy cruisers are Dominion War refit Connie. So it's still there, just not as prominent. So the first ship, I believe, if you take the normal heavy cruiser, will be a Connie. And then after that, well, you're out of them for basically forever. So they should only show up in the first couple of years of the game, and then after that, you should never see them again, which is the idea. I think the Constitution class is a great ship, don't get me wrong, but it's... by that point in the game, it should be outdated, because this is a TNG mod. When Phase 3 hits, you'll be able to take the Constitution class all the way from Cigar nacelles all the way up to the Dominion War refit and beyond. But Phase 3 is not going to be for a long time, and Phase 3 may end up becoming Adam's mod, because he wants to do basically the same thing, and he's a lot more knowledgeable about modding than I am. So supporting him might be our best bet in order to get sort of the thing that we want. It's quite a bit of firepower taken on him. He still has... oh, please don't hit me. Please don't shoot me with that cannon. Well, at least you lost most of them, so it shouldn't hurt that badly. Yeah, I'm very happy with the Cheyenne. I think it was a great pickup for the mod. Because there were 2 Cheyennes that I was able to find, and one of them was not good at all. This one I only found fairly late in the process of trying to hunt down models. Came out of a Starfleet Command 3-pack. And I was very happy because it also had a very good New Orleans. One thing it doesn't have is a good Springfield, which I'm really kind of sad about because the Springfield is a fairly cool looking small ship type. And I would have loved to have tried to fit that in as like a carrier of some description. So this guy is out of weapons. He's dead, so we can just maximum speed and just burn through him. We'll Wolf 359 it. Hello. Photon torpedoes, a little phaser work. He's going to explode soon, so we don't want to be too close to him when he explodes because that can hurt quite a bit. Let's get our distance up and then just start continuing to blitz away. Yeah, I wanted to include the Constitution somewhere, I just didn't know where, and I figured the early CA was probably the best position to do it in because that allowed us to sort of pay homage to it while not putting it into too prominent a role. Because it is just kind of outdated by the time TNG rolls around. Yes, it is the large cage monster. Hello, Grave. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us. So we're just sort of puttering around as we save up enough cash in order to buy an Intrepid, which we are fairly close to. If we get a good patrol here, we could buy the Intrepid without too much hassle. Oh crap, I forgot, it's a Nebula. Lucky for us, we're fighting a monster who can't defend himself. We're being asked to go to buy Ace of Spades and the London. Oh, we're fighting 2 monsters. You are not a monster, you're a light cruiser. I can kill the monster without too much effort, I don't think. It's a disruptor monster, and we don't need anything in terms of phasers. So I'm going to go ECM. See how we do with this. Because I want to counter his electronic countermeasure to make my photon torpedoes actually work. Because that'll be somewhat important. And we'll pick up the speed just a little bit. Missile launchers are ready. Missile launchers are going to be at close range. Oh crap, that's not fair at all. Great. So we have a full-on CVL-1. That's a problem. And the best we've got is the London and this guy. Neither of which is going to be particularly good. On the plus side, the carrier can't launch fighters in this. I didn't think I was fighting the Beastmasters, but apparently I must be. Otherwise, how could they be here? So we get an SSM. I don't know if that means he's a medium monster or if he's a large monster. It's not super critical, if I'm completely honest. Hi! So we missed with both, and then nailed them with the paramissiles, which was kind of the goal. I mean, not the missing with both part, but it's what we can do. Electronic countermeasure, yeah, he's just countering everything we do. Just go maximum electronic countermeasure, we'll drop some speed. So hopefully you're not equipped with like plasma torpedoes or anything. Because you're equipped with missiles, which are slow and short-ranged, and a whole bunch of phasers. You're actually going to be somewhat difficult to deal with. So if we mob hit the monster, we should be able to kill him. Hopefully soon. Yeah, nobody's hitting anybody in this soup. The one advantage we have is our missiles are large missiles, which require more damage to destroy, and then they also travel fairly quickly. So we're just going to joust with this guy, kind of over and over. So I can hopefully nail a couple of good shots in, which that was a fairly decent shot. And the CVL's launched his missiles, which as long as people stay away from them, they're not going to be able to touch them. Basically, we need to treat our missiles as if they were 1 step slower on the speed track. Really kind of 2, actually, because the pace it will still be destroyed. Well, he does. Which, considering he's starting at the bottom tier missile anyway. Can you not touch me? The most powerful weapon that I have at my disposal, honestly, is a mine. Because it's 10 damage guaranteed and doesn't need to hit. Another miss. Another miss. Oh, really decent hits there. Kill it! Okay, I was a little bit too close for that, and we paid the price. And we can't fix the ship at the moment because we don't have any spare parts because I just kind of wanted to get rid of this thing. So we've got the monster destroyed, and that was honestly probably the easy one. Oh, out of mines too. I got nothing. So we got photon torpedoes and phasers, and one more shot of missiles. And this guy outguns me pretty severely. So there's that being a little bit of a problem. So we can't fix the ship. We are outgunned, and well, yeah. This is going to be loads of fun. There's my last missile. There's no tractor beams in this, so we managed to nail him with both of them. So we've managed to break him up pretty good. So that's 2 of his phasers out. Honestly, these missiles are not a threat at all, because they will be destroyed inside the Nebula before anything major happens. So we're doing quite a bit of damage to the Goblin. The Goblin needs to be our focus at the moment, because the Goblin has the most amount of firepower. If we want to use our photon torpedoes, though, we're going to have to go full out on him. Show me my power. I am kind of countering his ECM as best as I can. We got him down to an ECM shift of 2, so there is that working for us. So let's just get up nice and close behind him and just fire everything we got into his back. Because I do need to prevent him from doing a whole bunch of irritating stuff. I can handle your missiles. Good. Can handle their missiles. And fire everything. More phasers? I can see that I have 2 more phasers that I want to shoot. Please fire the phasers. Stop being stunned! There we go. Hi Linux, welcome to the stream. We're currently going through our TNG mod a little bit. Just sort of attempting to zip around, although we are in the middle of a nebula, so there's that kind of working against us. No one's really doing any high-speed maneuvers because it's kind of pointless. We have managed to severely weaken this carrier, which, lucky for us, we caught him in the nebula, which means he can't launch fighters. But they outnumbered and outgunned us, so even after we take this, we still gotta deal with the Fox. That's not gonna be fun at all. Show me the other guy. Thank you. Phasers, engage. We got him mostly destroyed at this part. Just a little bit more firepower ought to take him out. I would use transporters to catch him, but I'm fairly certain I can't. I do believe it's an impossibility. Ooh, he was just a little bit too close for that. So the Fox is currently zipping around at a fairly decent speed, although I don't quite want to match it because I want to keep my electronic countermeasures counteracting as much of this soup as we can. Yeah, the models do look pretty good. Welcome to the stream, Dwayne. So this is our Cheyenne class. Hopefully after this mission we'll have enough for that Intrepid. Alright, so we've got the second one, so now on to the third one. And our photon torpedoes are actually ready. I doubt they can hit, but they're ready. Let's be honest with ourselves. Photon torpedoes in a nebula, yeah, nothing is actually going to work on this one. So we're going to pick up a pretty decent amount of speed. Get the phase capacitor as charged as it's going to be. If I can get within a range of, well, 2.5 is the photon torpedo shoot range, so fire. Hey, we got a hit. A hit and a good follow-up, too. Let's pull on through, see if he can't get away before he can return fire. We'll drop our speed back down to our cruising and charging pace, although this is going to mess with our electronic countermeasure pretty severely. Proximity photon torpedoes in a nebula, we'd have to be too far away. So I'd rather actually get the direct hits. So, because when the direct hits happen, I mean, nobody's got enough shield to handle it anyway. But yeah, we'd have to be firing from out here, and I'd rather get in close so I can immediately follow up with the phasers. Really, the phasers is going to be where we actually take this battle or not. So, we're going to try and close with him once again. Nothing works. Nope, transporters do not work in a nebula, and we're out of mines. Okay, a couple of hits on there. Pull on through, see if we can't get the tail on so I can give him a bit of a tail whip. There we go, a little bit more of a tail whip. Another 7 damage to him. He's dropped pretty severely in speed. Really, the London just coming in with so much firepower on this one just because it's all phasers. They're not good phasers, but they're a lot of phasers. So we've lost our shield again, but that's kind of okay. Not a big deal since he doesn't have any sort of follow-up at the moment. You know what? And I have no follow-up either. I'd like to just sort of get a shot on you. It is point-blank range, so I don't want to shoot my photon torpedoes quite this close. I think he knows that, and that's why he's sort of trying to close on top of us. But what he has forgotten... Actually, have I forgotten? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That would be dumb. Why the destroyer has a 66% chance of actually accomplishing a high energy turn, I do not know, but that is the pain that we must live with. So we'll do a nice slow burn turn. Come back around. In a Nebula, though, really, the Federation does have an advantage, because the Federation shield recovery rate is twice all the other races, so it works out quite nicely. Oh, we nailed them with both. Both photon torpedoes just ripping in there. Got a full 40 damage out of that one. See if we can't get a little bit away from him, because I anticipate he's about to explode. Hello, Sprog. Welcome to the stream. Very small ship you're rolling with? Yeah, we're rolling a Cheyenne class. It's a fairly small ship anyway. Your Ares has been converted. Awesome! What class of ship do you want? FCA, FCL? I was thinking that it'd be an FCA. Or around there. So. 344 prestige. Oh, maybe that'll be enough for the Intrepid. I think it is. Shipyard, show me an NCL. It is. Buy it. We have the C. Lewis. Lovely. You know the Sorg is here. I was wondering if you could mod these ships into the CS world. I mean, technically, yeah, you could. Alright, so of course we're going to fix this because the C. Lewis is dumb. It is the CS Lewis. I'm sorry, it always must be. Missiles. Let's improve our missiles so they're fairly dangerous. Only 10. You know what? We've got too few to... Well, it helped in the Nebula. They're like torpedoes at this point. Use them when you can get through. And we'll give ourselves a little bit more supplies on other things. So this is the NCL, which will be an Intrepid. Mech HQ is Battletech Tabletop, except with computer aids. So it handles a lot of things. So you moved their way. Oh, you're right. This is in Norway. Shoot. I think this is in Norway anyway. Should be in Norway. Let's find out. We haven't ever actually streamed Mech HQ. So. But it is, it's basically Battletech Tabletop. Yeah, it is in Norway. You're right, Spro. Originally the NCL was going to be the Intrepid, but then it was pointed out that the Intrepid is actually a hell of a lot more powerful than the Norway is. And so the Norway became, well, the Intrepid. So 4 photon torpedoes and a single missile launcher. We've stepped up in the world a little bit. And we can maintain a fairly beefy speed at the same time. Yeah, so this is a fairly nice looking Norway too. Although, to be fair, most of the Norways were basically just a clone of this Norway and several other mods. So, this is the New Light Cruiser, which, as you can see, is just booking it on speed and packing quite the wallop in terms of photon torpedoes. We got 4 of them. And then put that in there, and then select all, unselect the photon torpedoes, and that. And that's our phaser armament. Okay, so we're a little lighter on the phasers. We've gone from 6 phasers and 6 phaser 1s into phaser 3s to just 6 phaser 1s, but we stepped up to 4 photon torpedoes and a missile launcher. So, not a bad trade. So, we're faster, we're a little bit better defended, and with any luck, we should be able to rip the crap out of the enemy. We'll move into another ship. We're not doing the most sort of optimal route to getting new ships, we're just sort of hopping around to wherever things might be found and interesting. Did you just pretty much port over ships from Starfleet Command 3? Yes and no. So, first, well, from Starfleet Command 3, yeah, no. Mods for Starfleet Command 3, we took some of them, but also there were some for Starfleet Command 2. The Starfleet Command 3 ships themselves, like from the game proper, are not high enough quality. So we had to find mods that made them more beautiful. Head speaker issue, did you answer my question? I was thinking that'd be a CA, wouldn't it? I mean, that's kind of what we were talking about in the Discord the other day, was we kind of wanted to make it CA equivalent, and then we could pop it around there. So I think that would work. Unless you think something will work better. I mean, you have more experience with sort of modding in things like that. So let me know what you think, because you are the master here. We're gonna I think we're just gonna ignore this guy. I mean, we could go in for him, but I'd much rather just gun down helpless freighters. Mainly because we need to accomplish... Although, I don't want to lose the London. The London proved to be incredibly useful in that battle, so we are just going to leave on down. We'll nail him with 4 photon torpedoes. He'll never know what hit him. Alright, so on speed time, and hello, buddy. You have an attack shift of 1. That is no bueno. Let's see if we can't counter... Oh, your attack shift is going away. Lovely. Activate the UCM. And attack shift of 0. 3 good hits. Followed up by a fairly nice phaser barrage. And then double missile on a point blank range. Torpedo away! Ooh, he captured it. Suppose that was to be expected. So down back to our combat speed of 18, which is just lovely here. So we're just gonna zip on around over here. Hi, I really should not be this close to you. I have no business being that. Yeah, because you have that. But I will dump a mine in you. That's gotta get rid of my missiles, sure, but you're gonna suffer from it. Like so. Ooh, good idea, but I can travel faster than your missiles can. I think you know that. A couple more phaser shots. I'm gonna zigzag just a little bit. Ship models themselves are basically interchangeable. Yep. Yeah, and the light maps do not work from Starfleet Command 1, but other than that, everything else is fine. So it's a fairly nice setup. And apparently, from what I've been told, Bridge Commander models can also be converted relatively easily. So that's actually where our Texas class came from, and where our Ares class is coming from. So the Texas is already in the base game, just Orion Pirates, whereas the Ares class, I'm also going to see if I can't figure out a way to shoehorn it in. But just the commander's part, you still have to edit the text file. Well, that's what Phase 1's all about. It's just a text file edit. Or not a text file edit, it's just a model change. Because really, I like the spread that Orion Pirates Plus gives us anyway. So we wanted to make it look more. Upgrade all the missiles to super fast deadly blue. The fastest ones are actually purple. The fact that you have Gatling photon torpedoes, or Gatling phasers, is a little bit disconcerting. Although our photon torpedoes have been very accurate. So far we've hit 7 of 8 shots, which is not bad at all. Increase the speed. Tractors. More speed, more speed, more speed. Please, please, please. And we're still getting outrun by the missiles. And we're outrunning the missiles. Okay. We are safe now. Assuming we can shoot them down. So let's drop that. We don't need it. So we just need to continue to outrun these guys for a little bit. Well, our point defense system handles that. Now we can turn back in and slow back down to combat speed. Shouldn't have been going that slow. That was foolish of us. Are you handling the fight over here? You're a fighter, okay. I was worried for a moment. I was like, wait a second, how far and fast did he get? I'm actually not sure if I can change missiles. I'm getting really concerned by it, because I don't know where that would be located. So I can change, drone rocks and that sort of thing. I can even change fighters without too much trouble. Although fighters are a bit of a pain. I'm not quite sure where to change the missile type at. So. Turn.
Setting tractors to defend.
Shifting 2 tractor beams, lovely. And I can't really give him a parting gift. That is unfortunate. More missiles. You're just being a jerk now. Okay, good. So we managed to take out several of the missiles. And that will allow us to continue on our merry way. I wish I could shoot down missiles with other missiles. You can't do it, I've tried. Because counter missiles would be awesome. Counter missiles are actually in-game, which is kind of sad. Because it would, or not in this game, but in Starfleet battles in general. Because I would love to have counter missiles. Just the ability to launch anti-missile missiles. I'd load up on those on certain types of ships. Maybe like this one, because a single missile launcher is not exactly going to have a decisive effect on the war. It's pretty much there so you can grab a scatter pack. Really, it's the photon torpedoes we brought for the show. This is our last pass. Oh, you killed the London, you jerk. I'm gonna kill you now. You don't have much of a choice in that one. Hopefully we can actually kill the convoy down. Okay, another 3 hits. There we go. Okay, on to the convoy. Where is my friend? Oh, my friend is way back here. Okay, we gotta leap onto this convoy, like ASAP. Before the last hot and spicy updates, I was running up with 4.1. No, I just want... I prefer the larger ship list, and they're doing the exact opposite of what I want. They're paring down the ship list and making it smaller, which, I want a bigger ship list. I want more options and different types of things that I run into. I don't want to be running into the same D7 every single time. I want the commando version of the D7, the diplomatic version of the D7, and I want those E7 cruisers over there. Like, I love the variety because it gives you a lot to do and a lot to think about how to fight. Like, the difference between different ship types is pretty big, and it should be reflected. So, I suppose people could pull out the tugs as they generally don't show up in just normal course of play, but still, That's sort of my feelings on that. It's just, I love the potential of a massive ship list. Oh, hi, edge of the map board. Power the tractor beam. Unfortunately, we missed quite a few of those photon torpedoes. And start to slow down.
Got some damage past their shields.
Start to slow down more. Oh good, he doesn't have a tractor beam. So turn him around. Turn him around. He's not allowed to do this. There's more power in the forward shield. Lovely. So we just need to drag this guy back in and we'll hit him with phaser fire a lot until he complies. Did you take any models from the Star Trek Armada series? No, we haven't yet. We may end up doing it, but so far we haven't needed to, partially because none of them have been as good as the models we could get from other places. I've been kind of snobby with a lot of my models, so there have been some that have just been ugly as all hell that I've just said absolutely not. Really, there have been some ships that only barely made the cut. Our new heavy cruiser, our Achilles class, that almost did not make it in. It came very close to not being there. So close and yet so far. Yes, indeed. I love he wrote that just as I was saying it. I don't want to do it. Planetary assault. Good, it's a shipyard assault. I can handle that. He almost made it away. So we need to make more cash. A lot more cash, actually. You're a D something. And a D5. Here's our FFG. It is an Akiazi, which is one of the older ships, but it should only show up in the very early era, and the FFs, for the early FFs, are actually not all that common. Jeez, what do you think I am, game? I'm a light cruiser, not a goddamn assault carrier. No, seriously, this is bold. That's a D7, that's a D5, that's a F5? Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't think I can take that even if I start using, like, special Federation tactics. Because, yeah, that's just ridiculous. Well, let's start. I mean, we're going to get annihilated. But we got to start somewhere. So, photon torpedoes up. Increase the speed. Let's just get maximum power while photon torpedoes are charging. Because we got to charge the photon torpedo. There's a TIE Fighter next to me model. That sucks. There's an okay one for the TIE Fighter. Really, the best fighter model that I've found, well, one of the best, has been the Viper. There's a Battlestar Galactica Viper in it, which is really good. Bounce that. Photon torpedoes. Hit 3. If we dodge the escort, we're just going to get ourselves killed. Because these shipyards are going to be more than capable of holding us off for a while. They are Lyran star docks, but the escort has got to be killed because we've got to siege this out. This is actually going to take a long time. Like a really long time. I don't think I can describe to you just how long this is going to take. Give me a scatterback. It's more important. I can surprise attack somebody with a scatterback. Yeah, this FFG doesn't stand a chance. Between us, we have way inferior firepower. I'm actually in a fairly good strafing room, but I'm going to go for the F5. He's the one I started with. You mean that 15-minute planetary assault? Yeah, not quite that bad, but that's the idea, yes. Did we win that planetary assault? I forget. I think we did. Have a mine. Back off, buddy. Mine is the universal language of back the heck off, buddy. Oh, 3 good hits. Lovely. We do need to shut off our electronic countermeasure. It's too much. I need power to defensive shields at the moment. Will you not, like, formation fly with me? That's not cool, man. We have problems here. It's a D7, and it's way closer to me than I want it to be. He's pushing me away quite efficiently from his buddy. See if I can give him a little bit more love. Come on, break off. You don't... He's just gonna plow it. That's a problem. I'm not quite sure what the plan is here, because if he's gonna stick to me like glue, I can't do much. Because I do need room to work and maneuver. Unfortunately, also half of my phasers decided they were going to fire at missiles that can't possibly touch me. D5. Not in a position to do anything about me at the moment. But yeah, I need room to maneuver. I don't really have it. Gotta give myself a point of electronic countermeasure. Photon torpedoes are ready to go, so we've got that. They don't always tank the mine. A lot of the times they will break off from a mine. I'm not quite sure what causes them to do that, though. Oh, the Powell just ramming through way too much fire. Good shot! Oh, 4 hits. Good phaser follow-up. And he doesn't have much left, so give him a missile. Torpedo away. Got him. Okay, so the first escort is down. And we're still kind of okay. Really, this guy is the most dangerous target at the moment. He's dumped a scatter pack. Oh, I can take advantage of that. If I can get close enough to him. And not have this jerk in the way. Okay, there goes the Powell. Yeah, the Allies more than had it. He's dead. I don't want to fight the D7 at the moment. I mean, it is the weaker of the targets. Maybe a good idea to bail. As long as the Powell is there to soak us some fire, we could handle this. But we've kind of hit the point of not really much of an option. I'm going to really hope and pray that your recovery is not ready yet. Oh, come on. Oh, perfect.
Aft port shield collapsed.
Yeah, we're gone.
Taking light damage.
We are out of here. Unfortunately, he was able to wild wheeze that. So we got a bail. Jumping down there. Seriously? You're just gonna go around my mine? I need more electronic countermeasure. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I got 0.7 points of power. If I drop a bit of speed, I could make it work.
Stabilizing warp core.
Where is the map? Now, the reason why we couldn't have just ignored them and gone around, like often we have done in later era campaigns, is because we just don't have the firepower for it. 4 photon torpedoes is not going to crush through a starbase. Now, if we brought like a metric ton of missiles to the fight, we might be able to do that. But the NCL is not quite designed for that sort of straight-up siege combat. Really, our ship, if we want to do that for the Federation, we've got to be heavy cruiser and above. So we'll be on the lookout for that, but we may have to avoid that planet for a little while. Oh, good, we get to ambush somebody. Patch the ship. I will bother with stuff later. We'll go take an ambusher mission, see if we can't get a little bit of prestige. We earn a little bit more interesting stuff. First comes work. Well, good. If good things happen, we may even be able to steal them. Oh, look! It's the Permit! It is a Federation fast heavy cruiser, or a Federation light dreadnought. So I have been going back and forth on this ship for a long time as to what I wanted it to be. I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with it being a light dreadnought. It is an okay option because it does have things very similar to the Ambassador line, and the Ambassador is currently our dreadnought. But I'm a little not quite sold on it just as of yet. But it'll probably remain as such if I'm completely honest with myself. I don't really see any other ship filling the light dreadnought role for the early era. If we can drag the fight over to him, we can have a little bit of fun with him. Let's get our speed up so that we can actually outrun these missiles when they actually come our way. Is it the correct size? Probably not. It might be, though. It doesn't look huge. At least not from this angle, so. Wait, seriously? You're packing a massive defense shift of 2? What the heck? Pull some distance here. Wait for his electronic countermeasure to drop off. Yeah, there it goes. That's what I thought. The solid deal. Unfortunately, we just do not have enough missiles to matter. He's also doing a speed of 18. That is fascinating. So, the reason why we avoided that first shot is, 1, he had a defense shift of 2, and 2, because he had the forward shield. But I think I can outturn him. Kind of looks like we can. So we're just going to keep trying. Because if I can get a good lineup with the photon torpedoes, I'd like to be able to not hit a reinforced forward shield. Oh, that's a good opening. Thank you. Unfortunately, we missed every single shot with the photon torpedoes, despite the fact that we were in good range. Gonna dump a missile on him. Yeah, that actually looks to be pretty good on the size. Maybe a bit small, actually. We'll have to look more into that. Yeah, there goes our DNL. Point defense system should have this handled. Unfortunately, he crash stopped anyway to go with it. He's a bit of a fool, but that'll give us an opportunity to sort of fly right next to it so we can admire the ship. Yeah, I'm not 100% positive on this just yet. I mean, it is a good ship, but it's technically, I believe, a Renaissance class, or Renaissance class, depending on your pronunciation. So it does, well, it's a Renaissance Mark II. There's another version of the ship that has the nacelles swept forward that I thought looked pretty damn.
Taking hull damage.
So we've decided to go with this. But yeah, this is the reason why we did the mod. Because we figured that this would be a cool looking thing to have. Federation fleet operating together. Actually target him. As we come around, the old and the new for the Federation ship. Well, it should be about the size of an ambassador, because that's what it's clearly built off of. Anyway, let's keep focusing on this SAL, because we've got him mostly handled. Not from that angle, but that angle. Give him a little bit of love. This new light cruiser, by the way, is incapable of doing a 100% successful high energy turn. I can't help but feel that is very wrong. We're just going to come around, and we should, if the permit does not handle it before we do, our photon torpedoes might be able to actually make it down. Nope, he took care of it. Point blank range photon torpedoes just blew him to little tiny pieces. A lovely pickup for us. I'm actually quite surprised at how many people are actually in the watching this stream. You guys are now doing better than Rotech streams, which is pretty surprising. Alright, so 490, we made almost nothing off of that, seriously. Spare part, 4 mines, a single marine who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Give me back to maximum missiles. It's not super important, but kind of. And one more shuttle. So right now in the shipyard, we are looking at... You're here to see me work? Well, then you came to the wrong stream. This is the Wednesday stream. We get to show off the mod. So yeah, that's our DNL right there. The CVL, I'm not sure what I had for the CVL. I hope that it's not just another one. Well, like I said, I'm here to take a break from playing Bloodstain. Yes, a stream to relax by, hopefully. I don't think I have a CF at the moment. Or maybe I do. I should go check it at some point. Uses the same equipment as an ambassador equipment, but is not the same hull. You want to see the Akira? Well, that is an XCA. That is quite far down the tech tree. So that'll take a little while to get to. Although I suppose towards the end of the stream we could just go into skirmish mode to check out all of the vessels that we have. See the ambassador with the Centaurs to Excelsior? The Centaur's saucer section is the same size, so they look pretty much the same. Did we just overload? I think we overload. Let's give ourselves a point-blank range shotgun punch from hell. Although that does severely restrict our maximum speed a little bit. A lot. We go from a maximum speed of 18 down to a maximum speed of, what, 6? 7? No, 6. Being escorted today by the Babylon, which is an ISC hauler. So we're going to come in with the full swinging punch on this one. It is a D5D, which is a ship that probably can kick our butt. But you know what? We brought overloaded photon torpedoes this time, so maybe this will work out. I want you to give me one of these. And that will give me this secret, top secret punch that we require. And we'll actually kill him. And actually, if I can refrain from firing the photon torpedoes, or the missiles, then I might be able to build a second scatter pack. Are these models mined from Starfleet Command 3 or are they made in Starfleet Command 2? So the engine for Starfleet Command 3 is actually the same as the engine for Starfleet Command 2 and 1, just more refined. But the models come from mods for Starfleet Command 2 and 3. And the models from Starfleet Command 3 just are not up to sort of the level that we kind of required for the mod. So they're a little bit old, for obvious reasons. So they're taken from mods that were designed to update both games. So no, they're not mined from Starfleet Command 3. This is not the Norway from Starfleet Command 3. So we're just going to run up to him and nail him with a fairly ridiculous amount of photon torpedo fire. And I want to be super close. And give him a little bit of love. Okay, we refrained from using the missile launcher, which is lovely, and set our photon torpedoes to normal mode, which means we can now blitz along at our speed of 18. And be able to just rush around on out of here. I am going to try and not use this missile so that I can build another scatter pack. Oh, good. Oh, wow. Seriously? It only takes... Ooh, does it only... Huh. That's an interesting question. I suppose the scatter pack only does half-strength missiles. So we're just gonna keep coming around because we've got him mostly handled, I think. Because as long as we maintain a high enough speed, he actually can't really touch us with missiles unless he wins geometry-wise, which we are providing a fairly decent opportunity for him to do because we keep jousting with him. But I think we've got him handled. I'm going to pull away from him, see if I can't protect myself a bit. Him missing disruptors is actually a surprising amount of firepower that he's no longer got under his control. Because now he's down to just phasers, so as long as I can keep the range outside of a 5, he actually can't plink at me all that efficiently. Okay, most of our photon torpedoes are ready to go again. Lovely. Well, 3 of the 4. 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Scatter pack standing by.
Can I get a third? I can get a third scatter pack, so that's the most efficient use of our resources. 3 good hits with that, and you have to tractor beam the one, so that's taking a point of power away from him. And we're traveling fast enough that he can't touch us. So we're just going to burn these missiles dry, just purely on the basis of flying away. Hope there's some Dominion ships. See, the Dominion fleet is not well represented in a lot of the mods that I've run into. So that's a bit of a problem, actually. So something... The ship models that I have for the Dominion fleet do not look all that great. But I have them. But they're not great. Aside from the Dominion fighter, which kind of surprised me, actually. I figured people would love to, like, mod in the Dominion battlecruiser, but apparently it just did not happen. At least not in the ships that I've found so far. Uploading the area shortly. FCA specs 1 to 4 hard points, 4 torpedoes, 7 to 8 phaser set to FCA arcs. Stream, but I gotta wait. Oh, no worries. We always love. By the way, for those of you who don't know, NX Reliant Adam there is responsible for this absolutely gorgeous backgrounds mod, which eventually got put into the fan patch that Hot and Spicy puts out normally. So all of these wonderful high definition backgrounds and that sort of thing, those are his work, which is just gorgeous, by the way. And does a great deal of improving things. And also recently he's been helping us out because he's been porting over a couple of bridge commander ships for us. Specifically the Texas class, which is the ugly as all hell Federation light cruiser, which does not look ugly as hell anymore. And now he's done the Ares class from Prelude to Axanar, which I will find a way to cram into my current version of Orion Pirates Plus. So if you see him, give him a round of applause because the man does great work. So anytime. Is there only 1 or 2 Dominion ships? You can count the Breen, too. Jeez, I see the same dang thing. You're not wrong. We are going fast. We're doing a speed of 18. Do you realize how fast that is? Ugh. Although, what this guy is doing, I'm not quite sure. But we actually benefit from him just messing around because our shield regeneration rate is way better than his. Slow down. I will list the Dominion ships, the battlecruiser and the fighter. Alright, 3 good hits. Not bad. Oh, he is going to come in. Okay. So now that we've launched our missiles, he's decided it's worth attempting to get in here. Now, he's won this on geometry if he wants to be aggressive. Which, now he's lost it on geometry because I can turn away. Super carrier? He's really starting to get into the Tomcat and really fast. We are doing levels of warp right now, sir. At least according to the Starfleet battle system. So the Tomcat cannot catch. So we're just gonna twist way out here, and now we're gonna leave him alone because I have photon torpedoes to charge, and our ISC buddy over here can actually do something. I don't know what he plans on doing, but I assume it will be useful as we'll build in some distance. Federation new light cruisers, surprisingly, not a lot of killing power. Scarab, the bug ship, the Dominion battlecruiser, the Dominion dreadnought, the Karima vessel, number of species. Oh, is that what that's from? And all of his missiles go sailing into nothing because he dumped a wild weasel. How does it feel? Where's 1 point of power? Oh, let me guess. Do I still have them on? I do. Let's turn that off. We don't need the defensive track. I've been wondering why my photon torpedo has not been charging properly. That would be why. It's the equivalent of leaving the fridge open. Hi, buddy. You're at a defense shift to 0. Oh, that's 4 good hits. That works. I mean, we lost the ISC ship, but at the end of the day, is that really a loss for the Federation? No, not really. Dominion Supercarrier, the biggest non-Borg ship ever to fly around the Alpha Quadrant? Really? And of course, the Breen cruisers, which we have pretty much all of them. We only made 112 for that? Seriously? What the hell, game? You're being a little bit stingy with the prestige out here. Take a monster, because 17 patrol breaks all the time. So we'll go rock and roll with that one.
Red alert.
Red alert, we have the Morris now with us, and there is a single monster. And there's also the Cochrane, which appears to be the same. Ooh, it's an even better version of the ship that the London was. So we've got the fusion cannon monster. We should be able to handle him without too much trouble. Not even going to bother with the shuttles. We're just going to start lobbing missiles his way so that he can have a very bad day. And for this, actually, I think I can just max speed this whole thing. So prepare to engage with missiles. We'll engage at a range of 50 because he can't shoot them down. Conduct missile bombardment. So we'll just bombard him. Oh, good. He's fired already because he's a total idiot. I do need to mod in the weapon. Lots of missiles. Oh, really? Unfortunately, the AI is pretty stupid on our end, too. Photon torpedoes, some phasers, more missiles if I can. Oh, actually, the missiles are not ready. Good hits. The missiles will be ready shortly, though. And actually, all of our missiles can now catch up to him. He cannot fly fast enough to get away. Star Trek Armada 3 has its own Dominion and Marine stuff. One thing, though, that I don't think I'll rip the stuff from Star Trek Armada 3 unless they get permission, but I don't really know who I'd talk to. So, because I don't think it would be, I don't think they'd appreciate just suddenly one day their models all getting taken for a TNG mod. I mean, maybe they'd be on board with it, but I don't know them and I've never played the mod, so it would feel kind of weird to just go, hey, your stuff is now mine, from an actively being done mod. The reason why I don't feel bad about doing it to all the Starfleet Command 3 mods is because they're not active anymore. Also for the Dominion, if they're light on ships, remember Armada had to make up a bunch of Kardashian ships. Max Loaf does all the models, I believe. Yeah, I'd have to ask him, and I don't know how to get in contact with him. Ooh, we've been ambushed. Well, we can hopefully get out of here in time. Although it's a massive payout if you manage to kill everybody.
Red alert.
What do we got? We've got an F5D, and heavy cruiser. Okay, it is an HR heavy raider. I might actually be able to take that. Although, whether or not I can take this F5 is the real question. Photon torpedoes give me overloads, because we're going to see if we can't bully around a frigate just a little bit. So that's going to require some work. Give me forward shield reinforcement. I think we'll need a tractor beam. But yeah, someone wants to point them in the direction of one of these videos so they can see whether or not they like what they're seeing out of this mod. Then maybe they can decide that it'd be something they'd like to support or not. But yeah. Because the other thing is I have zero knowledge on how to model. So it would just end up being me saying, hey, can somebody port their stuff over for me? Alright, buddy, you have... Oh, crap. Didn't set that up in time. Missile! Shoot, the tractor beam's gonna connect. That's what I thought. Okay, I need to slowly turn, unfortunately, because my my ship does not do high energy turns easily. Oh, good. All hits. Okay, more combat here. There we go. 2 to normal mode. That frees me up to a speed of 18, and we'll take that. Heavy Raider is coming. There's nothing to stop him. Prep one of those. We may need it. I'd like to kill this F5 Raider before he gets involved. We have already knocked out 2 of his 5 phasers, although his 5 missile launchers are still fully intact. But he does... Ooh, he does not have a shuttle bay. Alright, just start flooding missiles on top of him. We start getting shots through, we've got him. He doesn't have a point defense system either. So, a weakness, if I ever saw one. And he's only got a single tractor beam. Oh, that's a lot of weaknesses just kind of stacking up against him. So we just need a couple more shots with missiles and he'll probably be dead. So we should be able to manhandle this. And then just the Heavy Raider to worry about. The Heavy Raider's going to be here soon, though. That's a serious concern at the moment. Should be able to get one more missile out before this dies. Nope, he shot it down. Put a match for the Romulan campaign against 3 Federation carriers and a single battlecruiser with an extremely different. Nice. And shots down start. No, I don't have the shot in. Plasma torpedo. I did not want to hear that sound. Nor twice. What kind of plasma torpedo are we dealing with? Okay, they're Fs, so you're an idiot. Well, I'm bored with that because you're an idiot. Alright, let's get ready to just scatter pack this guy. Goodbye. You're done for. You haven't realized it yet, but you are, if you don't get too close to this before it pops, you're dead. There we go, you're dead.
Moderate damage.
Okay, first one destroyed. On to him. He has point defense systems. So we're not going to be able to do that to him. So we've got to basically manhandle him. So let's turn around and see if we can't cause a little bit of pain on him. Now the key thing is we cannot capture this guy. If we do, we suffer for some reason 550 prestige penalty, which is total crap, but that's how the game works. Okay, we've knocked out a shield. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this on you. You can deal with that. I'm going to break my transporters. You may as well pay for it. I didn't want to do that, but hey, I'll deal with it. Please don't damage my photon torpedoes. I need them to kill you. Do I have a tractor rod? I do not. But we were able to get that shield in time, which helped out. I hate this man so much. It's not because of the amount of damage he's done to my ship so far, it's just because the mine technique is irritating as all hell. Yeah, Romulans have some fairly phenomenal capabilities over most of the other races. Mainly it's the cloak. Like, the cloak really kind of does break the game for the Romulans. The fighters almost had you. Must have forced you under for a while. Romulan campaign gets nuts. It's definitely if you want your King Condor for the last third of it. Yeah, our Romulan campaign went for what, 80 episodes, and we had to have had a King Condor for a huge amount of it. It was a very long campaign. To be fair, we were destroying the Federation while doing it. It was still an incredibly long campaign. Do you have a... I hope not. 3, 2, show me your bow, show me your bow. There's your bow! Slow down time. That's the wrong button for the slow down time, but hey, I'll take it. Destroy that. Marines, go! Thank you, Marines. Perfect. Pass on through. I would fire my AMD at you, but that's not a function that I'm allowed to have in this game. So the Marines got in there and destroyed his system before we do. Reinforce the front life shield? Nah, it's fine. Got it handled. We're actually going to come around from the other direction anyway. Or you could do that, but hey, that's fine.
Stabilizing warp core.
Patch, patch. I think we've got him. Maybe. The fact that he was only charging one plasma torpedo really makes me very happy. AMD and direct fire, I'd love to do it. I really would. Unfortunately, they don't let me. Cloak through the fighters to alpha strike the carriers. The only reason I survived, in fact, the Starfleet commander kills fighters once you kill the mothership. You want to know something funny? It does kill the fighters when you kill the mothership, but the other side of the coin is if you capture the ship, the fighters don't go away. And nice little run up on him. Got a fairly decent amount of damage. Yeah, we'll pass on through. Are you a real one? What? Seems like we're doing this thing. Yeah. Or your rear one. Oh, okay. Nah, we don't need the rear shield because we're being aggressive right now. Rear is when you're running. I'm really surprised at how little power he's put into things. Photon torpedoes, I could make the shot. I mean, he is within the 50% range, but I'd like to draw that in closer. Oh, if I could get a third photon torpedo fired at the same time, that'd be ideal. We're just going to line up right behind you and cause you so much pain. Fix that. I don't need the AMD. The AMD is broken, and that's fine. Wow, really, gunnery teams? That was terrible. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Not gonna shield, but that's fine. Yeah, that's less fine. I need that shuttle bay back. Build it. You can't reinforce a shield that's down. So if the shield's out, then you're basically screwed. Okay, he fixed the defensive system, or the plasma torpedo, which is irritating. But I might be able to do more to him. So once the shield is out, you've got to wait until it comes back. You don't get to reinforce it anymore. Which is a bit unfortunate, because that can be some of your more important defenses. Yeah, we've got this guy. This is going to be a 500 prestige payout. It's going to be lovely. Phasers are not quite ready. One photon torpedo's ready. Your plasma torpedoes are not ready. Okay, stunned a whole bunch of systems. Give him a mine.
Releasing mine.
And he'll have to play with that one. Now we're all going to suffer from this one. But that works out. Thing that I've seen happen when I captured a ship is one time my Marines took the bridge and the ship at the exact moment it was destroyed from the explosion. Nice. Remember, I like to reinforce my weak shield when they came back up because I don't know. Nah. Reinforce the important shields. So. Alright, I would like to fix this and then I'll set the repair on that. So we've got that getting ready soon. He's lost most of his phasers, which is great. Bridge taken, boom. Well, maybe you should have been paying more attention to your poor Marines. It sounds like you abuse them. So we're going to come up here, fire 500 minutes. Only 2 hits. Follow up with a nice little phaser barrage. Turn to present our good shield. And oh look, he doesn't have any phasers. Aside from, of course, the 2 ones on the nose, which I think only will shoot forward. We'll find out, because as soon as I cross into showing him my stern, he'll probably shoot at it. Because it is a nice location. No, we got him. We got him dead to rights. Alright, so we'll just turn nice around in circles. Marines are expendable. Marines are expensive, man. They will add up quick with the number that you need. Slow way down. Photon torpedoes. Ooh, we killed them with photons. Alright, we broke out of our own ambush. Lovely. That should be a nice payout right there. If there's any justice in the universe, it should be a 550 prestige payout. Another major exploded next to it. Ah, okay. Yep, 550 prestige is our reward. We're up to 1406. Let's go head back home and go see what else we could buy. Hi, Shipyard. We're at 1406. Base station. No, I haven't changed any of the stations. An NCD. Oh, yes, but no. Because the NCD unfortunately looks not hideous, but it's not pretty. It is not a pretty model, I have to admit. It's a Ronin class. I wonder what the CF is. Oh, duh! The CF is... Oh, no, it's the NCF. Or NCD? No, it's the NCF. That will be the NCF will be the Intrepids. So what is the CF? I have no idea. Supply. Fix the ship. More... we're good. What's the mission here? I'm not taking the mission that could potentially crash on me. Pass into Klingon territory. The Intrepid is an NCF, so until the new fast cruisers show up, we're kind of stuck with what we've got. Oh, really? Forfeit. I'm not taking that. I'm not suicidal. Surprise reverse I'll take. Defiant is an XDD, which is also quite far along the way.
Battle stations.
So NCF is new fast cruiser. XDD is advanced destroyer. So the torpedoes set to overload, please. NCD is new drone cruiser. Yeah, we have a bunch of them. Alright, so we are charged up on speed, but I would like to get there a little bit faster. I do need these photon torpedoes set to full, just screw you mode. All good stuff as X's. The Nebula is the battle cruisers. So the BCE, or no, not the BCE. The BCE is the Excelsior, but the BCG, BCF, and BCV are all Nebulas. And they work as a beautiful fleet all together. Because they all look just gorgeous. So unfortunately they are not sized properly at the moment. They need to be changed just a little bit. But yeah, we can show them off, well, we can start showing them off now. Spend a little while just bouncing through the ship list to see whatever you guys wanted to see. I mean, we did that last time too, but I ain't against it. So maximum speed, we're just going to get on top of, frigate. A whole bunch of frigates, lovely. Hopefully they won't be defended. What's the fallen battleship? Yes, it is the Sovereign. The Sovereign was the only logical choice. Like, you had to pick a Sovereign for the PB. Just makes sense, man. Okay, so hopefully you don't have much in the way of point defense systems. You're an FWL. Don't know what that means. You have some in the way of point defense systems. So my plan is to do this to you. Start to slow down. Phasers, prepare. Phasers only. Point blank range. The Axe Destroyer. And eat it. Wow. 36 damage. That's kind of sad. Oh, we lost missile control. That's unfortunate. Did not time that one well at all. G2. Nope, the guy in front of me. Shoot. And I passed him. That's not good. Would you expect a Sovereign to be more maneuverable? I guess compared to what? What's the Nova? The Nova is the, God, the frigate. The standard Federation frigate. So once you get out of the early era and away from that, whatever I picked for that, you get the Nova. There we go. That's what we needed. Okay, we got a gunboat, single missile launcher disruptor, disruptors only, and the G2 is, yeah, okay, so E4 is the most dangerous thing now. So I wish I could launch more missiles and stuff at them, but I'm plumb out at this moment. Prep a suicide shuttle. Prepare to hit him with more phasers. Also, let's start getting the ship prepped for real combat, because we're going to have to get involved in real combat, unfortunately. Especially if the maximum damage we deal is 36. What will Phase 2 be? Yeah, Phase 2 is going to be a customized ship list to be more true and faithful to what the ship hull itself is. I started looking at other next-gen races ships. Yes, we have. So the next one we're going to do is going to be the Klingons. And the Klingons are going to get a couple of designs from Star Trek Armada. There's just no helping it. Ooh, how many Marines you got on board? You got 4. Yeah, that's too many for me to take. Oh, shoot. I'm still overloading the photon torpedoes. Oh, well, you can kill them. There we go. Okay, you're dead. You're ignorable. That was the destroyer that I was going to go for next. Maybe that... No, this one. This one has a little bit more firepower. But for this... Shuttle... Oh, it's ready to go. So... Go! Prep another one. Should be a decent amount of damage. As long as we can keep the shuttle protected, of course. Which, no guarantees on that one. Oh, you missed the shot, really? That's so disappointing. Please stay away from my shuttle. Stay away from my shuttle. No, just... Oh, it's gonna kill it. You're a jerk, you know that? Well, whatever. I expect to be a lot faster, more maneuverable. Speed is not something we can change. The maximum speed is going to be 32, period. So that's just how that's going to have to work, unfortunately. Alright, that's a pretty decent chunk of damage off you. I have to plow that a little bit. Do I gun the G4B? 26 Marines? Where are they cramming them all? See, that makes more sense. Now, the Sovereign is going to be the battleship, because the battleship has just greater firepower. Phase 2, we will look into things like maneuverability and the like, but that is many months down the line. Oh, this ship just cannot take a pounding. Like, we just do not have the firepower to do it.
Suicide shuttle ready.
Hey, we got another suicide shuttle ready. Woo! We can't use it because by the time it gets there, somebody will shoot it down. Like a jerk, like this guy. 500 torpedo normal mode, please. Free up some power so I can just start shooting people again. It's kind of important to me. Although, really, if I really want to protect the ship a little bit better, I should just bring the distance out a bit more. Because we are too close for this. You have been just the most egregious thorn in my side. There we go. I think all the schools out in the vacuum spaces that could fight. Let's... a little bit more. We've almost got the... There we go. Obdurate's dead. So the next destroyer is going to turn on shortly. We'll hopefully be able to take care of it. AMD down? It's not. His AMD? We don't have anything to work with it. We're going to have to run on top of this guy and dump our shuttle, so hopefully it'll take him before he can actually turn on. No guarantees, though. Photon torpedoes are charging. Pick up some pace. So we can get on top of him and launch a shuttle. Launch that. Phasers only. I don't want to hurt myself too badly with the photon torpedoes. From what I understand, the Galaxy class came out, and then because of the board, they decided to update their fleet. Did you just... Oh, really? He picked it off with a random phaser. Yeah, the Galaxy classes came out, I believe, to fight the Cardassians, actually. So there's that. 3 misses from this range gunnery crews. Really? This is what you bring me.
They're almost crippled.
My gunnery crews have not been on target. But yeah, the galaxy is designed to be able to fight the Galore. And defeat it completely. Alright, photon torpedoes in normal mode. We're not going to get another opportunity for just a massive blitz assassinate shot. So he's pretty much taken care of. So now we've got to worry about this guy who's got 2 phaser 2s and a pair of missile launchers. Our AMD is operating perfectly fine. So we can come in and basically kill him. Oh, no, his missile launcher's out. It's just because we're too far away to identify it. Hi, bring your 2 missiles. I dare you. Ooh, they're faster missiles. See, this is the thing that confuses me about whether or not we actually have control over which missiles what ships get. Or if it's scripted to specific missions. Well, I could do. Really? You're gonna do that? You're gonna be that guy? Although, how did you transport that from such range? That is the real mystery here. As long as I'm here, I may as well kill him. I don't think the galaxy was really designed to fight anything. It was clearly a class built for exploration or diplomacy. Wouldn't call them dedicated warships. They got upgraded in dedicated warships in the Dominion War. Ship list looks like they're based on the heavy weapon slot? What? But no, the galaxy was designed to be able to have a sufficient amount of firepower to destroy the Galore class. And then the Deredics from the Warbird showed up, and then the new Klingon battlecruiser showed up. Well, isn't it that the Deredics, the Romulans wanted between a 2 and 3 ship majority over the Federation galaxy? Like, they're constantly bluffing whenever they're one-on-one. So, I think it's not clear if the Deredics is actually capable of fighting a galaxy one-on-one. There is a little bit of confusion there. At least according to several YouTube videos that I've watched, because, you know, when you're plowing through a ship list and looking through a bunch of things, you can get a little bit bored. Okay, took care of that. You're not going to be able to do anything with those. And my photon torpedoes is ready. 4 shots, single pip of attack shift. Oh, come on. Wow, 50%. I am incredibly disappointed, but that hurts you quite nicely. Yeah, of course, a lot of ships were refitted for other warships, just speaking for the initial rolls. Well, I know for a fact that the galaxy was designed to be able to defeat a Galore class. So, 2 out of 4 ain't bad. From that range, it should have been at least 3, if not all of them. Romulan warships kept getting slaughtered in the Dominion War. Yeah, they had some troubles. Okay, your attack shift is 0, but now you're running from me like a coward. Ah, he heard me. He heard me call him a coward. I don't know if I killed him or if the mine killed him, but I'm going to choose to believe that it was his own mine that murdered him. Because it's just more funny that way. So one ship that I do want to include that I haven't figured out a way to do it is the Galaxy Dominion War refit. Because I have one and it looks good. It's just, I don't know what ship would get it. Because we've already got the DNH and the DNHX. So it would be odd to just stick it in there somewhere. Cardassians. Cardassians. Spoonheads if you must.
Red alert.
But please, let's be civil about this. Photon torpedoes overload. Because it's worked so well so far. Although they ever showed 2 Romulan types of ships prior to Nemesis. Yeah, there's a lot of Romulan ships now. Especially because of all the games and the like. I have a lot of Romulan ships to pick from. Just an absolute metric ton. They can fill every single role. I feel completely confident that I will be able to find a sufficient number of Romulan ships to fill in the entirety of the Romulan fleet. Like, there's just so many of them. It's lovely. And most of them, if not all of them, are really good condition. The only one I had trouble finding was the Deredics. Like, that was the hardest one to find a ship for. So the Galaxy class was meant to keep up with the Cardassians? Yes. Yes, we get the joke. I like Cardassians. They're fun. They just want to share their... Oh, crap. I didn't realize that. Shoot. Turn that off. It's not going to help. Oh, okay. That's what I was hoping for. Hey. Hey, buddy. Screw you.
Factor beams set.
He still got through the shields. Jeez.
Phasers set.
Oh, because I didn't do that. I should have, and I didn't. Photon torpedoes to normal. So we managed to tank those plasma torpedoes and actually took it on the nose. I don't get it. Are you going to add the Valdor? Yes. I want the Valdors to be the XCB. Because, the XCB is the only X ship that is at all useful for a plasma armed race. All the other plasma ships are just totally pointless. I think the flagship of the Cardassians is a Range Rover. Okay. There we go, a little more damage on there. He's got way too many defensive systems. I've lost another shield, but the ship is doing well. Although if you played Birth of the Federation, there was a game to make up all but like 3 of the alien race ships. Alright, so we should be able to have this guy. Because our photon torpedoes are ready to go again. And his main selling point is the fact that he brings to the table plasma torpedoes, which, oh crap, he's doing the... Coward. You effing coward. And I have no shuttles. I hate these people. I hate these people so much. Oh, good. Your ship isn't ready to fight me yet. So I can get one pass and then I must haul all the bottom. Crap! That loaded a little bit faster than I anticipated. That was fake! You dirty faker. Faker of all things. More power to the engines. Let's get booking. Yeah, that's what I expected. That'll take care of the missiles. Okay, may as well shoot at it. Soften it up as much as you can. Good, the shield's held. Lovely. So this can shut off, because apparently I was using that power that I didn't need. Oh, look, it didn't actually take care of it. Because of course not. See, this would be the point where it'd be awesome to be able to just shoot down a missile. Why wasn't that working the last time I tried it? I tried this before, I swear. Oh, apparently it does work. Okay. Never mind, we got counter missiles. We just need a version that does even less damage, but you can carry more of them. Alright, so the photon torpedoes are charging. The phasers are ready to rock and roll. Once again, he's running away like a child. Because, you know, he doesn't want to be involved in an actual war. The pirate that he is. How much power do I have? I have tons. Use it all. Let's catch this guy. Stop running away. It's not cool, man. It makes you look like a wuss. And you should be very concerned about whether or not you look like a wuss to a Federation commander. Because we know people. Hi, have all of my photon torpedoes. Oh crap, he has a plasma torpedo. This is gonna hurt. You little... I hate you so much. You are the worst kind of pirate. An effective pirate. But you know what? I'm perfectly content to letting you hold on to me right now. Do you know why? Because unlike you, I have a follow-up. You little wuss. I hate him. Hate him so much. Phasers, if you wouldn't mind. Okay, maybe I don't have so much of a follow-up, but we're gonna work on it. Because we're down to 4 phasers. It's a little embarrassing, actually. If I had any sort of decent point defense system, I would just rip into this one. But I don't. Also, I have no good higher energy turns, which is equally irritating. Go ahead of me, please. Just get on the other side of my ship, so that I can protect myself from your stupidity. There we go. Shields up. So, we've knocked out one of his plasma torpedoes, and he stopped. Lovely. Alright, we've beaten him. Unfortunately, he's got 15 Marines on board, so I'm not messing with that. Defeated. Victory. And all that goes with that. Mainly prestige. Because I'd like to save him enough prestige to get a different ship by the end of the episode. Although we are closing in on it. Alright, back home. Hey, we've surrounded the planet. Shipyard, I've got 1848. CVS. That would be... It's the newer strike carrier, isn't it? Or maybe it just would keep all of the CVSs being the same thing. I don't know if I changed the advanced ones. We're getting close. If we were to sell our ship, we would make 521. Which means, what's the cheapest ship I can buy? No, that would barely get me to 2,000. Not even, because there are no cheap Federation ships. The curse of the Federation. could get really nothing. I mean, there's a DN+, which would be the full-on ambassador. What's the mission available? Monster mission, I can take that. Fix the ship. Set me up against the monster. As long as it's not the intergalactic dreadnought, then we should be okay. If it's the normal style of monsters, we've got this.
Battle stations.
And it is a point-blank range monster, and we've got all the friends. So hi, it's the Thresher. The Thresher is now appropriate, well, more or less appropriately sized for its role at this point. So this is a Centaur class, which is the standard light cruiser. We are the new light cruiser, and there's Monster, and we brought the pirates along. We've got to do something about these pirates. The pirates look hideous. I must find better ships. I have a few, some of which are even secret from Sprogg. Don't tell him about them. Otherwise he'll get too excited about things, and we can't have that. So get our shields all set up. Also, he's not here, so he doesn't know about the secret plans that we have for certain ships. So get ourselves fully up to speed. There we go. There's all that power that I needed. So I need to get to a speed of 24 and be relatively close, because we're going to just start stacking missiles on top of missiles to cause this. We may not even be required, though, if looking at this, because he appears to be getting his butt handed to him by this freighter. Just maximum power. As fast as the ship will go. He's down to a speed of 16. How much damage are you taking? Pretty much none at all. Yeah, missiles are incredibly powerful against monsters. Aside from the sun gliders, just monsters cannot handle missiles. They have no capability to deal with it. Right, we're about to come in with a fairly decent photon torpedo strike, although he is packing a considerable amount of electronic countermeasure, which is unfortunate. So prepare the tractor beam so that I can basically hang on to him and hurt him. Hi. Wow, despite even holding on to him with a tractor beam, he has no systems left, so we're just going to pull into a park here. Maximize the speed of time. We've got him. He is dragging us along at a pretty considerable rate. It's just he can't get us to let go. And he has no way to repair himself, so we basically just get to hang with him. Please don't do that. We are attempting to not die here. Yeah, we got ECL plus. There we go. So handled. Not bad at all. Taking care of that particular monster, and 314 is also not bad at all. So that puts us up to 2132 Shipyard. I could get a CVS if I sold my ship. We have that capability at this point. We make almost no money. But if I can make 150, which I think I can. 551 minus 408. Ooh, no we can't. Yeah, maybe if we bought an FLG. That would be very, very tight. But I'm sure I want the CVS though. TDG, no. Police, no. TDL, no. FFE, it wouldn't be bad. Nothing at all, Sprogg. You missed absolutely nothing. So let's just go into skirmish mode now. So D and G campaign. Save that. Because a couple of people had been asking about different ship classes. And that's going to take us a while to actually get to the later ones. So let's go take a look at a few of our ships. So I know that one that was being asked for earlier was our Akira. And our Akira is a badass Akira. So we went through about 4 or 5 different versions of these before we found one that was any actually good, and this may not even be the final one that we got. But yeah, this is a fairly nice Akira. I'm pretty happy with it. And also it will be able to completely gut this D7 without any real troubles at all. As I shall now demonstrate with its heavy photon torpedoes. Although 2 of them haven't charged, the problem with the XCA is it's way overpowered. Just ripping through his shields, and then the Gatling phasers get involved, and now he's just having the worst week ever. We'll overload the phasers, and just deal another 26 damage casually. Because this ship can do it. Yeah, the Akira will be quite nice. I want to see if I actually have this any different model for the CVS Plus. I hope so. I really hope that it's nothing I want. Ares is downloaded and ready? Awesome, nice. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm going to do something with it. Alright, so I want to see if the CVS has an actual... If I had taken the time to have a special one or if it's just the same. I think it might be... maybe not. We'll find out. Show me the CVS Plus. Should be, yeah, CVS X will show it.
Red alert.
Oh yes, okay, so it is the Curry class. Also used to use that particular X-Cruiser loadout in the Federation campaign. Crystal battleships 1 to 2 rounds. Alright, so this is our Curry class. And it is serving as the CVS Plus. So actually it would be a fairly decent idea for us to get our hands on it in the campaign. Because we would then be able to have this hideous beauty. And it is an astonishingly ugly but wonderful ship. See us, bro! Yeah, this is our CVS. And then we also have another ship similar to this, the Raging Queen, which is built along similar lines. Yeah, the Curry is quite interesting.
We're going in.
So this is actually a ship that I want to make the battlecruiser carrier in just normal Orion Pirates Plus, because it fits along the lines a little bit better than just being yet another. Oh, seriously? Game, this is what you give to me? You give me a cloaked enemy? So he's trying his gosh darndest. And he failed. Yeah, the Curry class carrier, it's a fairly nice one, actually. I had to look around for a good one, too. I think there's only one of them that is this good shape. What the frack is a ship? It's a Curry! It's a Curry class. You get to see it in Deep Space Nine. Designed as a punishment for our sins. Aw, oh, come on. She's not that bad. Fine. I'll make it up to you. I'll show you a good-looking ship. Let's see, what would a good-looking ship be? It's a great chin. Let's see, what can I show you that's a good-looking ship to make up for that? We'll go with this one. So this is our Excelsior X, which is different from our normal Excelsior because, as you can see, it is the Enterprise B from Generations. Which makes way too much sense, and this is another one of these ships that I am going to be putting into the normal Orion Pirates Plus, just because this makes way too much sense to have not been done already. Just, if you're going to use, it's basically the same ship, just with upgrades, which is exactly what an X partial refit is. So we should be able to enjoy that. Reinforce the forward shield, so we can kick his butt. For some reason, a lot of people seem to take the bulges on the bottom, you know, these things, and like have them jut out of the front of the ship. And I don't know why they do it, because it looks really terrible when they do it. But apparently it's been a fairly common thing that I've seen on quite a few versions of the Enterprise B. So this version was much more accurate to what it should have been. So we can just beat the crap out of them. Oh, sorry, speed time. Yeah, the BCEX is a lovely vessel that is probably going to be gracing the normal fleet. So let's on another one that you guys may or may not like. If I can remember what it was, what did I name it as? It was one of our special carriers. It was the CVF, I think. Play.
Battle stations.
Yes, the Raging Queen. So the Raging Queen is another take on the idea of the Curry, and it is a bit smaller, more compact, which I figured made more sense for a fast carrier. And as you can see, it's a very nice ship, actually. I rather like it. Well, it's weird, but it's cool. Yeah, another one that is built off that idea of the Curry, just in a slightly different fashion. Brings everything in a little bit more. Very compact would be the best way to put it. Pretty much carries the same amount of fighters, though.
Affirmative. We're going in.
Another ship with a heavy chin, yup. So it needs to be resized a little bit, but that'll be handled in the coming weeks as we fix the Federation size problems. Yeah, the Raging Queen. Which, I think it works out quite nicely. Let's see who wins. Fighters. No, that was a one hit wonder. Perfect. And then Sprague wanted to see the Intrepid, but Sprague decided to leave. So the last one, less of an Excelsior Lego kit put together. What do you think most of these ships are? Where do you think most of the vessels in this game come from? Let me show you one in particular. Is it here or here? It might be here. Yeah, there it is. Do I just have a DWX? Should. DWXP, yeah, this. So, in the long line of kit bashes, I mean, then we have things like this, which I am a huge fan of the New Orleans class. I like it a lot. This is our War Destroyer. Oh, I like this ship so much. It's just so much fun. Oh, unfortunately we're fighting a frigate again because I forgot to fix it, but that's okay. It's only a fairly small frigate itself. Yeah, the New Orleans class is a very interesting ship design. It is a good model. There's a lot of really well, there's 2 really bad New Orleans class models out there. Or maybe 3. But there's only one good one that I've ever managed to find. So I was quite happy to pick this one up. Oh, you kicked my ass. He's an FX refit. Overload the phasers like we should have been doing from before. We may actually lose to this frigate. Yeah, we're losing to this frigate. Yeah, the thing about the New Orleans class is that it makes sense in the whole Galaxy Fleet idea. Welcome back, Matthew. That appears to be LC's model, is it? I have no idea. I mean, all the credits and stuff have been left inside their folders, so I haven't, like, removed anything like that, but yeah, I have no idea who makes what models in this. I suppose I could go in and look through it, which I suppose at some point I will have to do in order to create the proper documentation. Let's go to... Let's show off the BCJ. Because the BCJ is just a solid, reliable ship. This is the 6 photon torpedoes on a battlecruiser version of the battlecruiser, and it's pretty nice. So for that one, because it's the most bog standard sort of Federation design you can think of, we decided to use the most bog standard Nebula you could get your hands on, which is the one with the weapons pod. So by using this, we're able to basically replicate the idea, even though it's supposed to have, you know, about 8 photon torpedoes up top facing forward and 8 photon torpedoes facing backwards, and just ridiculous amounts of firepower is it capable of putting out. Which, to be fair, I mean, we didn't even overload the phasers and we nearly killed this guy. Yeah, one of our battlecruisers. So the Nebulas fill out pretty much all the battlecruiser role. Aside from, of course, the Excelsior, but that's because it's literally named an Excelsior class, and you gotta have the Excelsior for that. And then, not the BCE, we can go with the BCF. So Galaxy like a bit long. Well, most of them are kit bashes for a reason.
Red alert.
So this is our BCF. This is the one with the plasma torpedoes. You'll notice that the model is not nearly as nice, nor is the texture, but it has a truly ridiculous looking weapon pod, but that makes perfect sense considering this one has plasma torpedoes on board. So I figured that made pretty good sense and slapped that one down. I really had hoped to find a slightly better version, but apparently nobody wanted to make this one. So we were kind of stuck with what we had gotten. So let's go and see if we can't kill him in basically one salvo, which is entirely possible, I do believe. And overload that. Back out. And give me a bit more speed. How am I power doing? We can sap a lot of that. Yeah, engage this. Oh wait, I didn't want to do that. Shoot. Hey, we hit him anyway. Oh, he's holding onto it. That's fascinating. But as you can see, the Nebulas are all a bit off-sized at the moment because they didn't have a size thing, so that's just the size of the model. So this will be shrunk down a little bit. So they had to put it in separate from the rest of the ship. Well, all the pods are like that. There are 2 other Nebulas that we have, and those being for our BCG and our BC V. So this is our BCG, the Kirov class. As you can see, we decided to use just the standard Phoenix because I figured missiles plus, you know, big sensor pod up top, clearly that makes a certain amount of sense. And so that's how we're doing that one. It's a fairly decent model too. So we get to have the original Phoenix from the episode of TNG. The Plasma Dread can get you through a good amount of the Federation campaign. Lyrans have nothing for... Lyrans have nothing for anything. Let's be honest with ourselves. Lyrans just kind of suck. Oh crap, I forgot that the weapon groups are not proper on this one. So that's a pleasure. Hit it with a couple more photon torpedoes and phasers, and we'll pass through and just continually lob phaser fire his way. But yeah, this Phoenix is particularly nice. This was actually the first of the Nebulas that I actually locked down, because it was just so good. Yeah, all the Nebulas are a bit too big. They need to be resized. Part of the great resizing, which will have to happen at some point. Which is going to be painful, let's be honest with ourselves. Because there's just so many ships that got implemented. And the last one, of course, is the BCV. Which I'm not happy about the ship design, but that's not a slight against the model. That's purely against the idea of this ship is ugly. And I don't like the fact that this warp nacelle thing is up here. It makes perfect sense, and there's a reason why I picked it for our carrier. But, well, not a fan of this particular configuration of the Nebula. Seriously? Are all of my weapon groups like completely off? Who cares? We'll just fly up to him, nail him with all our firepower at point blank range. Seems so squat? Well, yeah, because it doesn't have a gigantic thing hanging above it in some sort of weapon pod. The amount of firepower that you are shoving into my forward shield is getting to be a little bit ridiculous. Please stop. Oh, he knocked out my forward shield with disruptor fire, so there's that going for him. Although we have better phasers. Wow. The amount of damage that a frigate can deal to a battlecruiser, if you don't really pay attention, is rather ridiculous. Already, one more, I think. What do we want to see? One more ship. So I'm thinking maybe a Galaxy, or the Defiant, or an Intrepid. We have one more. So the first one to type into the comments gets to decide what will be the last ship of the thing. The Soviet Raider was first, so Soviet is. We go to the battleship. So this is not the greatest sovereign?
Battle stations.
And I think it might be a bit small. But, alright, we can do two. We can do the Defiant as well. So this is our sovereign. And, again, not the most brilliant model we have in the fleet at the moment. But we are still on the lookout for other sovereigns. It is small. Well, the Sovereign is kind of small. Although, yes, right now it is too small for what it should be. Because it is also missing the proper definition of its size.
They've taken
Our defense system has some more than dead rights. Yeah, it's not a bad model. It's just not the greatest model we have in the group right now. So I'm looking for something a little bit different. So we will finish off with the Defiant. Now this Defiant that we currently have in game is not the Defiant that I currently want. I did find a different Defiant that has different sort of camouflage on them. What about quantum torpedoes? Phase 2, man. Phase 2. There's a different Defiant that I wanted a little bit more. It has a better camouflage on it. But for now, this is what we're currently using. So it is a Federation XDD. And it's a fairly nice model. The other one is just a little bit better and has a more defined camouflage. It's got a little bit more of sort of like a Russian Splinter Navy camo thing going on, which I quite like. Heavy photons are super speed missiles? What? Oh, you mean for what quantum should be? They're going to be heavy photon torpedoes. I mean, you can't not make them heavy photon torpedoes. It's just, that's a law. I'm not sure if you knew this, but that's Star Trek law right there, which we're trying not to violate. Otherwise, we get in trouble with people. The Star Trek police will come, and we'll get into so much trouble. So he's an XFF, and we're an XDD. Which technically means we should kick his butt, but I can't guarantee that we're going to do that. So a couple more missiles. Our point defense system should have this handled pretty much entirely. Now the only problem is we really kind of don't have enough power to run this ship properly. But that's a problem that pretty... Wow! That was impressive. Have yourself a prize. Gotta get some distance from this guy because that was a pretty painful hit. Also, our rear shield is almost dead, so there, we've got that working, yes. Can't model pulse phasers? We can. I mean, if we made like a super disruptor, we could do it. Which has been bandied around a bit. Several people have suggested. My original plan was to use Gatling phasers, but disruptors might be a better way to do it, at least with the effect. I don't know how to mod weapons yet. I have actually asked in the Discord. I haven't checked to see if there was an answer for it just yet. Well, disruptors fire multiple projectile bolts, so it'd just be a visual effect. So we have our heavy photon torpedo. Oh, that would be a problem. Let's see if we can't make sure that he's not allowed to do that to me anymore. Because he's currently just doing a tremendous amount of damage reduction at the moment. Okay, a little bit stunned that my point defense system was not able to handle that. It was 2 missiles, man. I'm not sure who has the better phaser armament. Passing through, we've managed to do pretty decent amounts of damage to each other. But Hellbows would look alright, but the actual damage effect would be off. Hellbows wouldn't look right, I'm sorry, but I don't think they would. They're just too big. I mean, the pulse shots are supposed to be small. So we don't have a forward shield, but we need time anyway, so he can play silly games off in the corner, all that he wants. There we go, we got a forward shield back. Got our photon torpedoes just about to be back, so if we come in one more time, we should be able to basically rip him open and laugh about it. Assuming, of course, figuring out what he wants to do. Basic capacitors fully charged, photon torpedoes are ready to go. Phasers are ready to go. Seriously, buddy, you're not cutting through my defenses at the moment. Would you please not be such a... Fine, okay, we'll get on top of him, we'll murder him at close range. We can't actually outrun him and outturn him. How did that get through my tractor beam? Okay, another good amount of damage to him. 21. How's his marine count? 2? You don't say. There, the Defiant was used for boarding actions. Yeah, I guess that would look a bit too small. If you could... What? Message retracted. Oh well. Oh, no, don't leave the map. We're about to win this battle. We don't need to leave the map yet. Photon torpedoes. Fire! Oh, we can't shoot. Alrighty. So, that's our Defiant. It's going to change a little bit. That's not the Defiant I want to use. PBDs, if you want the right damage, but the visual will be way off. No, we're going to use... We'll either use disruptors or we'll use Gatling phasers. I mean, that's what we're going to do. And we'll tune the damage to whatever we feel is necessary. So if we can add weapons, that'll be kind of key, because if so, then we will be able to add a specific pulse phaser, and we'll add it as a weapon, and it'll show as, well, I suppose I can show you a disruptor firing, because I don't know if you guys have seen an actual disruptor firing in this game. So, just basic, advanced, yeah,
Shields to attack standard, weapons bleeding.
But yeah, all we need to do is just basically use our disruptors. With the green color taken away will work great? Yeah. So, they fire like that. So they fire this pulsed burst. Well, that can be tuned, I believe. So I'm not counting that as a major concern. So I do believe that most weapons can be have their damage tuned to be whatever we need it to be. Yeah, as you can see, that's the disruptor firing effect. Pulse for tiny. Yeah, I never played Starfleet Command 3. I watched it played, but yeah, it was not my cup of tea. But yeah, that's going to do it for the stream. That's sort of our update stream. I'm hoping by next week to have more of the resizing done. I'd also like, honestly, to start working on the Klingon fleet, because I have a whole bunch of Klingon ships, and if I can start putting them in, then we can have the opposition actually be a little bit more representative of the next generation as well. But I'm not sure I'll have time based on the... Oh, hi, Stephen. Welcome to the stream. Based on the need for the resizing of most of the Federation ship models. I'm hoping that just by adjusting the the model.size that I can, once all the ships are labeled in that, they'll be appropriately sized, but I'm not sure. We're going to have to see. But yeah, anyway, that's going to do it for today's stream. Glad you could all join it. Glad you were all here for it. It's a lot of fun to have a whole bunch of people sort of watching in on the mod. I hope that I didn't bore people too much. If you know any other like mod groups or anything like that who might want to be a little bit involved in this, sort of let them know that, hey, we're starting to work on something a little bit over here. It is tiny, and it has basically no support at the moment, aside from 2 awesome people in Autopilot and Adam, who have already done some really awesome work about things. And so they may not want to bother their time with something so small, but this is kind of the idea of what we're trying to get going with. We are splitting this into 3 phases. Phase 1 is just model replacements at this point. So we're going to go through everybody, and we're going to basically feel out what all the models need to be in order to be inserted. We can change them around if people think that certain models are representing the wrong ship. They can swap. We can have a discussion about that and maybe swap things around. Phase 2 will be to go through the ship list and completely change it. We'll be building a ship list from scratch in order to basically build all the next generation ships that we can, put them into the game, put them in for the right factions, and then have that. And then phase 3, which is sort of the dream phase, and this is also the idea that Adam has for his own mod, is the ability to go from the original series all the way on to post-Nemesis and the tech tree. And so phase 3 is sort of slapping the TNG ship list onto the end of the Orion Pirates Plus era. So that's kind of the plan moving forward. But yeah, anyway, I've been Derek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I see one of these videos, press the little bell icon. Leave a comment what you think needs changed, what you'd like to improve. If you want to join the community, down below there's a link to our Discord, and we've got our Starfleet Command channel up. So if you have any thoughts on that, or if you have any models that are in the right format, a .mod format, send us our way, and yeah, I will see you all in the next episode.